Folks. So we did a pilot of portfolio reviews, and we've changed a few things. So that one is private, but you can access it on LinkedIn. This time, the video should be 1080 webcam. You should have some good audio levels as well, but we'll see how it goes. We'll bring up production as we go. But yeah, welcome to the first, I guess, official duo portfolio review of the channel. These are going to be here every now and then. Not going to commit to a certain schedule because they do take up a lot of energy. And the unique selling point is that we'll look at two pieces of work on the front page, and we'll do it in sets of two. So we might have some reoccurring guests and also some new guests that are all from industry. So hopefully you'll get some good knowledge share from this as well. So for this one, I'm bringing back my buddy, Vishesh.
Hello.
Vishesh is a senior lighting artist in the games industry, currently working at Ballistic Moon. So you should be able to get some good feedback today. So one of the portfolios I'm going to have a look at is, let's see, is Bailey's. I don't even know how I'd say your second name. I'm terrible with names. I always get like the spelling wrong and stuff.
Yeah, it's not just you. I tend to just stick on the first name if I can't pronounce the surname.
Yeah, Bailey P is what we'll say. So
yeah, sounds
graduate lighting artist, graduated from Huddersfield University, desired to work as a lighting artist. And this is the current portfolio. So as usual, we're using RAC. RAC is reaction to the first page. A is the analysis of two pieces. Vishesh will pick one, I'll pick one. C is a conclusion of the overall portfolio, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I'm going to let the guests go first based on the initial impressions of what we see on your portfolio.
Well, thank you so much for letting me pick up the first piece. I think this one's pretty obvious since I just simply go ahead and say the first one is really attracting my eyes towards itself. Maybe it's the color and the composition of the thumbnail. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's just start with that.
Cool. Yeah, we can click into that.
Yeah, and then this is.
So I've seen this. This might be the new scene on the block because I've seen this twice with the similar Lord of the Rings green lighting, so I almost got confused of which was which for a minute. But this does seem to be the new kid on the block for environment lighting.
Yeah, this is something new at least because I've seen a lot of like same old environment getting reused every single time. So this is something fresh. I noticed they use ultra dynamic sky to light this thing.
Yeah, ultra dynamic weather it's called. So
yeah, it's a mix of both. You got both blueprints in the bag. So far, just above the height fog icon, you see the ultra dynamic sky right there, and then there's the ultra dynamic weather for the additional effects.
So it looks like it was graded in DaVinci.
That is, I would say, yeah, that is a good thing. At least he showed all the processes he used in the whole pipeline from start to finish, the references he used, which is a really good thing. And a lot of people do miss out on that. They just like, not just them, I myself do this a lot of times. I just simply post the renders, maybe a couple of wireframes, and that's it. But that's really good. As a beginner, it's a good habit to post like a little breakdown of your artwork, like what steps you took to achieve that final result from the initial image. And yeah, that's a really good thing to see.
This is also a good point as well. So the before and after color grading, there isn't a huge difference. So the less, I always find like the less of a difference after you do color grading, the better. So color grading is a 20% polish versus if this would look completely different with color grading, in my opinion, that's not the correct way to work because you rely heavily on grading versus lighting.
Yeah, I agree.
So what we got beauty shot, video, breakdown shot, GIF, breakdown shot, still, color grade example, before after, concept art, reference. That is that's, you know, I've recently, as of this video, I've released a video on what the 4-pillar rule for portfolios, which we base a lot of stuff on, and this is kind of doing it already. So the way it's structured is really nice. You can put videos directly in to ArtStation, and they will autoplay as an MP4. So I don't know if you'd need the YouTube link for it, but I'm just gonna look at the GIF as well. It looks like it's got minimal lighting as well. It looks like there's not like a lot of fake
Mhm.
light. Says
Yeah,
that
and like from the looks of it, I would say the skybox is custom. Maybe he projected a texture on the mesh because that's really different, looking different since the beginning. Everything else is, yeah, pretty much.
yeah, yeah. It looks like the I would have liked to have seen like your outliner of your lights, and if you're using exposure or if you're locking in. I mean, there's no problem if you lock this into one exposure, but I'm just curious to see if you were using those settings as well.
I think the scene is okay. It is made in Lumen, so which
Mm.
explains the GI in real-time light. I also I would like to take this point to emphasize on it's okay to use like all these expensive plugins. By expensive, I mean performantly. They are like on the expense of performance. These are good to work on personal pieces, but I would really not advise to get in a habit of using these plugins because I mean they can really ramp up the performance cost without you even realizing that. I
Yeah,
mean, we
yeah,
personally had some similar sorts of issue previously in our personal projects and stuff. But so yeah, it is good to know about all these tools and plugins. It's good to use them every now and then, but just don't make it a habit to get
exactly.
used to them because they are super easy to set up. It's really easy to get a certain desired look while using a plugin. But when you really get to do it from scratch with the actual actors, that's the real test. That's where you know, okay, do you actually know how to set this up or not? So yeah, I'd really love to see some of the artworks without like with just the vanilla Unreal actors, like the direction light, skylight, and everything.
Yeah, 100%, 100% agree. A lot of these tools they do become quite expensive. So
Yeah.
yeah, the overall read of it is cool. Some things when I turn it to black and white, it everything does seem to like read at the same value level. So
Mhm.
you don't really have, I think they call it atmospheric perspective. So a lot of these mountains in the background, they almost go, well, there's actually quite a few areas when you look in the black and white where it goes to complete black. So
Mhm.
raising your exposure or using offset in post process, there's a number of ways to raise the shadows is something I would consider doing because it does get
Yeah.
quite nitty gritty without fog setting some distance between some of the elements.
Or maybe if you can't just use the distance fog in action, you can always rely on the good old fog cards. Just place them, add a fade, and they would be good.
Yeah.
So if you play the video, I think I saw a couple of notes which I want to make.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that is obvious is I would remove the moon from top of it because it's really fighting for attention from the door. Like from the look of it, I would assume that the door is the center point of attraction, and the yellow light, the firelights, are leading to them as well. But that moon is really clashing with it, so it's not really helping it. Instead, it's just making it a bit difficult to focus eyes on a single thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one point. The other one is the regarding the flickering effects on those candles. I know this is a nitpick thing, but they are. I would made some slight variations in the flickering in both of them so that they are not identical.
They've got
Because
that
that just gives.
when you buy Christmas fake candles and they flicker
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
same
Yeah,
the same mathematical rate, they kind of look like
yeah.
that.
It just takes away the naturality of the scene. So I would just do a slightly variation in the flickering effect and just to sell it as a real thing. And the one last thing I would say is the rim light on the top of that like structure. This one right here. This is a bit more strong. I mean, you can see the
Yes.
key light is coming from behind, but you still see a lot of the area from the front, which is showing that there might be some light that is casting from the front. So I would reduce that or maybe just tighten it up a bit so that it remains to the edges and not bleeds to the front.
Yeah, 100%. It's quite intense.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I
Isn't
meant.
it? like I say, and now I notice you, unless it's this can also depend on monitor as well, to be honest. But it just look like you lose a little bit of detail in some areas. But
Mhm.
no, I agree. Yeah, the moon, just move that a little bit, maybe to the left, and then this
I would
tree is also a
basically,
bit bright as well.
yeah, I would basically just get rid of the moon and try seeing how it looks. Maybe just add some subtle clouds instead of the moons. That would also sell the scene pretty well. And yeah, I think, like in my opinion, it's fine losing some details in the dark as soon as, like, as long as the main, like, key and the highlights in the scene are well defined, because that's what the viewer sees. Everything else can be very less detailed. It can be completely black in shadows, which
Mhm.
is like not a good practice to loot completely black. But yeah, it's still fine in some cases as long as what you want to convey is getting conveyed very well.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, some good notes there. I won't harp too much on other stuff, but the tree
Yeah,
is you could probably leave that much darker, like darker, lighter, lighter. Think of value when you go into the image. And there's also like this blue. There's like a blue light, unless it's coming from your skylight. But
I believe so. I think there are two skylights in the scene. If you
this
see that, like, yeah, see, there's two skylight in the scene. That's what I meant. It's easy to use. I get lost in all these tick
yeah,
boxes when we use these plugins like these. But it's really important that we try to replicate it with vanilla actor so that we know how to actually set them up, and then we are
yeah.
aware what we're doing has a cost attached to it.
Simpler is better because these
Exactly. Yeah.
this rim lighting on here is a little bit distracting as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, there's some just general points. In general, the direction it's heading is pretty good quality wise. So it just needs a few minor tweaks, but as an overall image, yeah,
Yeah, like
you're right.
as
The
an overall
composition's
image,
good.
exactly. If I saw it from a distance, this would look pretty good to me.
Yeah, yeah, that squint test. So yeah, you're getting close. You're getting close. So good stuff overall.
Cool. I think now it's your turn to pick one up.
Yeah. So it looks to me like we'll have to look at the dates on these, but it looks like these two pieces are way ahead of quality than these three pieces. But we'll see what time you post these. But I want to look at this one because
I think so.
this one again, it takes my eye the most. So we've got this very sort of
Oh, this one looks nice.
stylized lighting. Says it's based off of Overwatch with
Yeah,
assets and looking at different techniques. So we'll have a look at this.
yeah, this one
Oh,
looks
that's
pretty
cool.
good, to be
That's
honest.
nice.
Yeah, it has that soft feeling to it. If you
Yeah.
want from all these stylized things, just to get you like comfy and cozy.
Character looks like it's meant to exist in the environment, which is nice.
Yes.
Sometimes you can have characters lit on backgrounds that don't really match, so it's good to see that you've matched this. Again, similar
Yeah.
process. You're doing the same structure of your images each piece, which is good. So I'll just take this in. So the way you light is generally looks about correct. So you start off with like the darkest value, and then you add highlights, and it looks like you're keeping it simple. So the way you're approaching it is pretty good in that sort of structured way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to get the moonlight on the surfaces, you used fake spotlights instead of a single directional light. Yeah, completely. You don't have to use a directional light for the moon. You can use lots of fake spotlights, and that is a lot more common at night than you'd
Yeah.
think.
True, and that is way too cheap as well. Instead of a directional light, if you use the spotlights carefully.
This is good. I don't remember if you had a before after on your last piece. But I don't think you
It
did, but
was for the color grading.
yeah. Okay. But this is good. I would. It's up to you really, but I would put these either side by side or A/B them. But no, this is good. I'd put this before your reference just so it's matching the same. In terms of the piece itself, yeah, I think this looks cool. I think the only thing I would look more towards is the initial read is good, but more so the composition. So when I say composition, when you have like the top of this roof, meeting the top border of your image. It's called a tangent. You see it with the little rooster sign here where my mouse is. Whenever something meets the border in such a tight spot, we call it a tangent. So it's like a tension point in the image. And you've got quite a few of these where the top of the image is just meeting the point of something else. So I would look into what tangents are in a composition.
Yeah, I believe this one
just-
looks pretty good. The third image looks pretty good. It has like subtle distance. The key point is quite well defined, and the leading lines are directing the eyes as well.
Yeah, I don't really see any tangents here really in this one. In these ones, it's get them at the top. This is cool as well. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, but like in this one as well, I've personally placed the camera slightly a bit. Like I would just pull it slightly up, so that there's a bit more gap between his head and the top of the image.
Yeah, maybe consider posing as well. Also helps in areas. But no, I think this is solid. I don't really have any major notes other than again seeing the type of lights you've used in the outliner and how you're using exposure. But you do seem to start off very very bright and blue. I've noticed in your work, so maybe have a look at what sort of styles you can go with in this very first stage for other pieces of work. But no, this looks fine. Other than the tangent stuff, the lighting is nice and easy on the eyes, to be honest. So, well, what I'm curious about is these two seem way. So when was this? This was 10 months ago.
10 months ago. Yeah.
And this one was last week. So let's look at this third one. Okay, I see it. I'm not going to analyze it. We only do 2 pieces of work. But yeah, 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 11 months ago. Okay, yeah, right away there is a big quality jump in your skill, which is awesome to see, by the way. So this, and this are what I would have showing when you apply for a job. And this, and this, I would hide them when you apply for jobs and show them if you're if you want to see the transition of your skill, right? When you're not applying for jobs. But if you're applying for jobs, I would hide these 3 because they are not representative of your current skill, and they will bring the overall quality judgment of your portfolio down when looked at by a studio. So keep them on when you're not applying for jobs. When you do, hide these 3. So you would have 3 pieces of work, maybe a 4th if you had something to it, that read pretty well. I'd say the next thing really. Sorry, go on, Vishesh.
No, I was just saying it's a similar case here. The quality matters more than the quantity. So it doesn't matter if you have only 2 or 3 pieces in the portfolio, as long as they're pretty good. It's gonna do the job.
Yeah, like your stuff has come a long way since here. So great skill up. So I like the banner. The thumbnails are cool. Obviously you won't show these 3. So other than that, show more of the types of lights in the outliner you're using, how many are shadow casting, how many aren't. That could enhance your construction shot. And yeah, I think add some character relights or add more characters into some of your environments. Maybe there is someone on the steps here looking up. It's a night, you know. I think in my lecture, I looked at Michael Canrose, who lead lighting artist at Blue Point. In each of these pieces, he has a character like looking up at the stairs in night armor, or you know, maybe the character you've lit in here is waiting somewhere. So that'll be the next step, and that will show you character lighting a bit more, because you don't have any realistic character lighting at the moment, and a lot of your work is quite stylized. So these 2 are very stylized pieces, which is fine. But I would also look to do something a bit more desaturated to show if you could work in you know, hyper realistic AAA. But overall, pretty solid. I think you're on the right tracks. I don't think you're far off, pending those changes and pending maybe one more new piece. But yeah, the initial read's pretty good, I think. Vishesh, what do you think?
As you said, I mean, you basically said it all. But I agree. I would get rid of those 3 pieces and then, just keep it simple. And yeah, like at the first glance, I saw it. I had a look at this, and it was pretty good to me. So yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, well, I hope that helps, Bailey, and looking forward to seeing if you make those changes and where you take the next few pieces. But this does seem to be the direction you want to go in, and so far you're doing some pretty good stuff. You just need a bit more of it, is what I'd say. But yeah, I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers,
Yeah,
chat.
thank you.